2006 Subaru Impreza, single overhead cam 2.5. Today, we are going to do plugs, both sides, wires, because I'm not a big fan of these aftermarket blue ones, and we're also going to try to do a leak down and compression test. So we're going to pop the plugs out to do the tests. We're going to do a leak down first, because to do a compression test, ideally you want all plugs out, so you're only compressing one cylinder. To do that, also you want to make sure you have a good battery and the car has been got to temp. So I let her warm up. I got her to open the lower thermostat, along that hot coolant to flow, and then also it was nice because the radiator fan cycled, so I know at least I went through a warm-up cycle, because that's going to give you your best readings. Alright, so plugs. I'm going to take the battery out. Realistically, on these older single overhead cams, realistically you just get a ratchet extension and a socket in there. There's no, magic to these. These are relatively simple to do. But for just ease of access and just easier to show, I'm going to pull the battery out. And then on the passenger side, I'll pull the air box out. Normally, you can even just do everything in the way. It's tight. You can either pop the top of the air box off or the hose. But I'll probably pop the hose and the air box, so it's just easy to get to. Same with this side. Alright, so we're going to pop the battery out. It's actually tight, surprisingly. Hopefully the socket fits. There we go. Took some time. I probably should put new. Oh, that's okay. Probably put some new terminals on. Yeah, they're both kind of need to be changed. Hopefully these don't break. Oh, lovely. And some of you are like, oh, how are you going to do a compression test? You kind of want to run the engine, right? Yeah. I brought some jumper leads, so it's still easy to get to. Get this out of the way for now. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had the battery out. It doesn't look terrible in here. Okay. So we're gonna do also orientation. Orientation is huge on Subarus. This is how your cylinder order is: cylinder 1, cylinder 2, cylinder 3, cylinder 4. If you have a 6-cylinder, cylinder 5, cylinder 6. Hopefully by this time next year, there's going to be 2 extra cylinders. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Firing order is, it's weird. 1, 3, 2, 4. So bang, 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 bang. I don't know. It works. These do have a weird idle though. And while I was letting it warm up, I did notice that there is some valve tick on this side. That side, like there is, regardless. But that side sounds normal. This side's a little bit louder than not a problem, but more than I'd prefer. So I kind of want to get my hands on this engine, tear it apart, and see what we're working with. Because I bought this car a year ago, and it is rear-wheel drive. So realistically, a little bit of story of the car. The 06 Impreza base 2.5 non-turbo, as you see. Like, this is Grandpa's car. So I scooped it up last year for a couple thousand. When I went to go look at it, it was funny. It was at a grocery store, and like, super cool dude, older gentleman. I believe the car has a salvage title, and the car had so this car is rear wheel drive, right? But it also started its life with an automatic. So if you look at the cluster, my favorite thing about this car is this still has the automatic cluster in it. So you see the Prindle. So the problem was with this car was so cheap was it had an all-wheel drive problem. They were just running it with the front-wheel drive fuse in, and you could just get around. But realistically, this thing has bad viscous couplers or center diff, either or, depending manual, auto. Transfer clutches, that was the word I was looking for an automatic. So realistically, I still have that tranny, so I'd like to do a teardown on that, pull that like center diff out and look at the transfer plates and transfer clutches. They're probably burnt, and do a fluid change, and realistically that tranny should work. However, I did kind of scavenge the harness off of it, so I might have to find another harness, but I'd like to at least tear it down and look. So long story short, this used to be automatic, and yeah, so car was automatic. When I went to go look at it, it had an aftermarket, like it had a old radiator, and it was literally like JD welded. And when I went to go look at the car, it was leaking coolant. I was like, sick. So I basically was able to talk him down the cost of a radiator for the car. And I'll be honest, I got a screaming deal, in my opinion. It's 06, 93K on it, but it has been salvaged, but I don't really care because it's going to be a drift car or some sort of automotive racing car. So future cage, and you know, I'll double check and make sure everything's okay. But I don't think it was even bad. So there's like no weird like frame deformations. I think it was just, you know, older car and got hit, and it was like, oh, you need like a fender, bumper, headlight, and a door, and probably got totaled. So it doesn't look terrible. But you know, it all ties in. So literally, I bought this car, and in 53 days, I did a manual swap. I know whether that's impressive or not, I'm still on the fence about it. I think it took me too long. But yeah, it has a 5-speed out of a like a '05 Outback Sport. Like basically looked like a Hawkeye, but it had like, it was a wagon, it had the two-tone on it. Those cars were rippers too. So I had the training in that and this. So, you know, doing the swap and converting to rear wheel drive, I literally did not address the engine at all besides the radiator. So it was, I mean, it wasn't overheating, but like I told the guys, like, listen, you probably should get this home before like it cooks the engine. So, because I do want to buy it. So I ended up buying it, put a new radiator in it. And that's all I've done to it, realistically, besides an oil change, and the oil looked okay. I lied. I also I didn't do a lot to it. I did an oil change, radiator, and then the manuals have a timing belt guard right over the timing belt. So, you know, on this side, timing belt guard, you know, just in case you over rev, it keeps the belt from kind of jumping. If it's going to jump, it's going to jump, but you kind of hopefully prevent that. So radiator, timing belt guard, and then what's it called? Oil change, and that's all I've done. So like I've been thinking about it for the past couple weeks. Like I've been thrashing on it, and you know, the suspension got to overhaul. The rear end kind of did as well, but nothing, like the engine hasn't yet been touched, and I've been kind of beating on it. So I'd like to inspect and see where we stand. So that's the reasoning of the plugs, wires, compression, and leak down. So, because the lifter tick over there definitely has me not concerned, but it's something I would like to address. And depending, you know, how far I want to go into the single overhead cam, it's going to need a full refresh. Bearings, you know, piston rings, measure everything, you know, valve adjustment, maybe hone it. I don't know. I don't do like I don't do like the honing and all that stuff, but I could rebuild it. So maybe send the heads out to get them, you know, pressure checked, make sure the valves are good. You know, I'd rather just pay somebody like a machine shop that knows what they're doing when it comes to that. Like I mean, I could do it, but I don't have the ability to deck ahead, pressure check it. But I could do valves in it if, you know, they have to be upgraded. But if I could have them do the seats and stuff like that, I might do that. So that's down the road. We'll see. Or it's going to get a 6-cylinder, and we're going to do that with the 6-cylinder. But I also, this 4-cylinder is great because I can use this in my personal car. So regardless, I'm keeping this engine, and I want to do a refresh on it. So there's that. All right, so we're going to pop cylinder. I always start with the driver's side for some reason. I lied. No. When I do head gaskets, like you could do head gaskets in a car, I always do the driver's side first because there's just more stuff in the way. So I rather do the harder side first, because sometimes you have other stuff going on, and then I do the easier side last. So back in my day, I could crank these out. These hurt my shoulders, but that's when you're trying to turn some hours. But regardless, I still love these engines. What is it? They say like grind your teeth or something. This was being thrown in the fire with these. So, and I honestly couldn't ask for more. All right, so we're gonna pop out cylinder 2, and then we're gonna pop out cylinder 4. We're gonna get these wires out of the way. All right, get this so it's not in the way. And one other thing I wanted to check was to see, these could tell you a lot, right? All right, I want to get a light in here for my sake. So, normally, first thing you would notice is whether you pull the insides out and they're stuck on the plug and you can't get your socket on, or they're covered in oil. So, to be honest, we look good. There's no oil on the plug. There's no, I mean, the electrode's still in there. It didn't get pulled out. I mean, they're dirty, but like other than that, they're pretty good. So I might keep them just in case. I mean, they are NGKs, but I prefer the manufactured ones. But maybe they are better. Who knows? Those look good, surprisingly. I'm gonna pop that air box off. So. Some little overspray, that's fine. That's from me being body and spray stuff. You can see like the discoloration. I don't know, I'm not a body guy. It's my attempt. Pop that off. Pop that off. Alright. Pop you off. You out of the way. Oh, have I ever even checked the filter? I don't know. That's not bad. Blow that out. It's good. And you know what? We'll pop the base out just for ha-has. Does this have a resonator in it? No. Some air boxes have like they get super complicated. This one's simple, which is nice. Normally, I would blast these off, but I don't think I've ever had these blown out before, so I didn't feel good on the shoulder, but I don't want to just hit it with the gun and snap them. We are good. I hope. Pardon the air bud, but I need to have music at all times when working on cars. That goes over that. And then you got power steering lines in the way, but that's okay. I gotta do a cooler on this. So we're gonna look at wire number 1 and number 3. Gotta take some fluid out of the power steering reservoir. Things leaky. Too much. All right, they look okay. No oil, which is good. Good. And then a little brittle there. Pop these off. Not a big fan of how easy those came off of there. Normally they're a little bit bigger. We'll get them out of the way. You know what, I might as well just get the air box out too, because I want to get, it's easier to get to the coils. You could put the coils on as is, but it's just make it easy. Pop this off. There's that. Loose enough. Hit my head. The light I'm using is literally like just hanging there. I'm just waiting for it to take me out. Alright. Surprisingly not a lot of oil in there, which is good. I do want to put a catch can in it. And then get you out of the way. Pop that 12. I'm going to be kicking that all night. Take this bracket out. Better access to the coil. Where'd I put my 10? This is where I lose all my sockets. Just kidding. Let's fix the camera. Okay. I'll put that right there. Alright. Coil's out of the way, unplugged. I really kind of want to just hold on. Let me check something. How's the lighting on this? I mean, this is even sketchier, but it's easier to work on. That's better. That's all right. If it takes me out, it takes me out. I wouldn't recommend this, but you're easy. There. So this gives me access to the coil a little bit better. Put these wires out of the way. Coil looks okay. I don't want to. It's starting to show some age. So there's like a bunch of mini metal plates that I've seen the coils get so rusty that the plates separate and it causes like an internal open inside the coil. So down the road I'm gonna have to replace this, but for now it's okay. And then it's hard to see, but on a OEM one, it's gonna give you actually the coil, like the spark plug layout, which, you know, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and it only goes on one way. So it helps, but you should also pay attention where your wires go. Okay, Just leave that stuff there. Ooh, I should do that PCV. I don't think that's ever been replaced. But no, did I replace it when I worked on it? Nah, absolutely not. Okay, so let's pop those plugs out. Alright. You're like, why don't you use your cordless? Oh, trust me, I do. But, to be fair, I did take out 4 just to look at them, and I was doing like a test video. But, I have not checked 1, 2, 3. So, also when like popping plugs out first, you know, try to feel them. Feel them out. It's not terrible. So I can use my cordless. But you don't want to just blast your cordless on there. As some of you just watch me drop my ratchet onto my socket. Okay. Alright, so you know what I'm going to do is, so instead of just popping that camera on and off, I'm just going to use my phone to take a video. So I might edit this in. I don't know, being fancy, but I'll show you. So there might be like weird transition, but it's alright. So plug, as you guys see, it's a OEM plug, which is nice. Spark plug tip looks pretty good, surprisingly. So yeah, so there's cylinder 1, and then I lied, sorry, cylinder 2, cylinder 4. So all right, we'll keep at it. Okay, so cylinder 2 looks pretty good. You'd see like black lines coming up, indicate carbon tracking, but I mean, a little grimy, but I don't know if they put like something on them because they've been replaced. Because those don't look like. Because you also would see, like, after a while, the seal in here. I don't know, it's press fit or I don't know how they're made, but you could see some of like the blow by go up it, so like it's like brown and reddish discoloration here. But yeah, they don't look terrible. Makes sense. It doesn't. This I had apart earlier, so we'll see. Watch as I break the plug. So I'm pretty sure this one just looked like 2. Oh no, there's my glove. I'm gonna have to replace it. Same thing. Plug looks okay. Yeah. Feel good, to be honest. I feel good about that. You might make fun of me for wearing gloves, but I don't know, I'm weird. When you deal with cars all day, every day, it's a lot of chemicals, so try to keep them off your hands. The problem is when you get sweaty hands and then you try to put a glove on, it's, oh, you know. If you know, you know. God, I committed too early. I'll suffer for now. It's good enough. I lied, it's not good enough. Weird hand feels. Ain't about it. Alright, so also you'll see my sweet chart. Check this thing out. I made it in arts and crafts. So spec for compression 148 to 185 psi. I think it's 7% variance, so I don't remember what the math was. That is pulled directly from Subaru's service manual, so I don't want to hear it. All right, And then yeah, basically they say 7% difference between compression between cylinders. Okay, we'll worry about that later. All right, let's see. Move over to this side. All right, let me get my light. Okay, where do my tools go? Tools are here. There's just clear coat on everything. I'm an idiot. Okay, these I have yet to touch, so, okay. They all have that weird like thing on it. I'm not a big fan of that. Nope, give me my socket. But, not a big fan. However, the plugs look okay, so I can't be too mad. I need to be careful with this hood problem. Let's see. Yeah, plugs have definitely been done. Yeah, a runny nose, but they smell okay, dude. Like, that's a good sign. I have hope for this engine. Better spots for my tools. Yeah, dude. A little powdery, but as I rub my nose, that's not sus looking at all. Alright, they look good. Like that makes me extremely happy, to be honest. So we have no plugs. Plugs are okay. All right. Air compressor's good. So cylinder 1, you're gonna need the tool. I'll grab it in a second. But basically what you're gonna need is a breaker wire with a 22 so you can rotate the engine. We're gonna rotate it clockwise because you don't want to go counterclockwise, and we're gonna make sure there's no Schrader valve. So screw the tool in appropriate for your spark plug. I think those are 5/8. I think, I don't know. I should know. I'm pretty sure they are. So make sure that's good. And I'm probably gonna hit the camera multiple times, but I'm gonna reach over and we're gonna rotate the engine by hand. Make sure it's not in gear, so you don't roll the engine car towards you. So you always want to go clockwise. You don't want to rotate it backwards, unless your car does run backwards. Some do, I think. I know Subaru, that's about it. So we're gonna go clockwise, and we're gonna be feeling for the compressed air to get out. I'm gonna go one more because it just came off. Now it's sucking. You keep putting your thumb like over and on the hole to feel it. So when it's like pushing the air out and right before it starts sucking in, you're at top dead. Oh. So that app might be there. So I don't get smacked with that. I'm gonna put this back here. You can leave that bar on there, but you're on the lobe, so it is going to be loaded with PSI. So if you're not directly on top, you are going to have a bad time. So what we're going to do is we're going to put gloves in a couple locations. And why we're doing that, why we're going to put gloves on? Because it's going to give us a visual indication of air leaking. one on the intake manifold. So if your intake valves are blowing air, you'll see the glove balloon up. One on the exhaust pipe. One on the exhaust pipe, because that's where your exhaust valves are. And one on the oil fill. This one I'm probably gonna need to zip tie. But where's my big zip ties? I'll go grab one. All right. Put a glove on the filler. So when your air is blowing past your rings, it's gonna go, you know, into the crankcase. And, you know, valve covers do kind of have access back to your crankcase, so. And then we could, you know, we'll do this side, we could plug this up to make sure, you know, the intake, oil fill, and then your exhaust. Obviously, make sure you don't have any intake leaks, exhaust leaks before we do this. All right. Now, get some air to this, and we'll see. I just crank it to 100. Yep, see there. And then it just jumps backwards. It's not ideal, but it's not, you know, the best. If I remember where I put the tool. If your car is like not happy when it goes backwards, make sure you're like on. As I start my car and it blows up. Alright, so I'm pretty sure if I remembered correctly, a good tip for Subarus is, I just remembered if it actually works, is the harmonic balancer on these older ones have the big hole for the socket, right? But then you have 4 small holes for the holder. That's how you technically remove the harmonic balancer. Usually if you keep the holes like up directly, usually a good rule of thumb to make sure like it's good on top dead center, so we'll see. Okay, so far we're good. Alright, so we'll let it sit for a second, but we're just over 100 psi and holding a very small percentage on leakage, realistically, which is negligible. And let me go check the exhaust. Yeah, so far so good. So I'm curious if we're gonna see some stuff on 2 and 4, since that had louder valve train noise. We'll see, but I'm honestly very pleased with that, so we're good. So I'm gonna go get our chart and make a note. Cylinder 1. L for leak, we'll hit it with a okay. I wish I could just play music all the time in the shop loudly and not, you know, get in trouble for it with YouTube. It's okay. You get demonetized, copy strikes. Because this, honestly, music is such a vibe, to be honest. Like, a shop that plays the same music as you do, like, you can't find a better place. So, yeah, this thing is, I want to go through this, like, thoroughly, clean it. I'm excited to do the 6-cylinder swap. So we're on cylinder number 3. Let's get the bar. and make sure we're doing okay. Yeah. Okay, we got compression. Okay, we're good there. One of the holes for the tool is facing up, so hopefully a good indication that we're on it. Okay, compression gauge connected to it. I don't want anything to leak, but I want to also show you guys. This is actually, you know what, I'm going to check one thing. That's okay, but if we plug, oh, okay, there we go. That's not great. That's what I was expecting. So we probably do have issues on cylinder 1. But to be honest, I'm expected, because when I use the Brotella, I do see, like, that's the thing. We're at 100 and we're in pretty good. So like, there is wear, but it's not causing any issues, but it is causing some consuming, because I do run 540 in it. And every time I notice that I do run 540, I do burn. In my personal, it's a great oil. Great for the bearings and everything, but it does burn a little bit. So, okay. See, I was hoping to see something, because I was like, there's no way. I mean, I should have turned that down, but... okay. You know what, let's do... We'll do, I was gonna say, there's no way. Okay, that's my mistake. I should have known better. Good thing I caught it. So let's redo cylinder 1. I mean, I'm gonna go with my reading, and so say it's okay. We're not losing a ton, but we are losing some. We don't have like a cracked piston or a failed ring line. Let's put it that way. We have probably worn out cylinder walls and worn out rings. So we'll do. So we'll compromise, because I am wrong, but I'm not wrong. So okay for leak down with a nominal percentage. We'll say like under 10. Okay, so we're okay, but we are gonna most likely be on, we'll do okay, C for crank. So see, I admit I'll be wrong. I hate, I don't like being wrong, I like being wrong. But I wanna make sure I'm giving good advice. So let me recheck my cylinder 1. So I'm happy with the valve train, at least on this side. So that's sucking. This should be good. Let's recheck it. Oh God. Let's crank that thing up. Let's plug these up. Okay, yeah, all right. No, that's expected. It's not blowing the glove off, which is great, because I've had it where, like, without like much restriction, like that thing's gonna blow. But I mean, also you're gonna have, because that's what the PCV valve is for, your positive crankcase ventilation. So you are gonna have some sort of leakage, but that's not terrible. this off. Get this out of the way, and then we'll go over to 2 and 4. So I'll make a note on our chart that exhaust is, the crank a little warm, but within, to me, acceptable percentage. Screw this in. Okay. Make my note. Alright, so nothing on this side. I need the ratchet. Let's not hit it. Let's feel for the air to escape. Okay. Where is it? As I drop my flashlight, watch. Okay. That looks okay. Look at this. Alright, let's get the air. Got a runny nose. What do we got? Tell me. Show me. Cranking it right now. Check the exhaust. The exhaust looks good, so I'm happy. Intake looks okay. I have a feeling we're gonna have more. Okay, so 2 does have some leakage, but it's gonna be expected. It's excessive? I don't think so. I think the valve on the hat is worn, so it might just need an adjustment. Okay. So that's okay. Cylinder 2 checks out. Cylinder 2 checks out. Put that off. That. It's funny, this gauge has seen so many engines. It's a nice gauge, big fan of it. Pricey, but I've had it maybe 10 years? No, close. Close, I've had it for a long time. I've seen a lot of WRXs and STIs. Some NAs. But this thing's seen some wild gauge readings too, so. Alright, check 4. Blowing out. Let's see where we are. Yep. Tool, light, tool. Alright, you know what, I'll show you like a close-up of what we're working with. So obviously you have cylinder 2, but then you have cylinder 4. We have the hose going into it directly, so. That's, that's what you try to do too much, I was like, why isn't it moving? I'm like, oh no, it broke. I was just talking about this gauge. If you're dumb like me and forget to put air to it. Okay. 100. Let's go take a look at the exhaust. Yo, those valves I'm very pleased with, to be honest. Intake and exhaust are killing it right now. Alright, let's see. Cylinder 4 might be the weakest right now, but that's debatable. I think cylinder-wise, they're all even. I wonder if I'm going to get different compression tests on this side. Okay. At 100 psi, I'm very happy. Some new rings, new PCV valve, will be okay. Alright, so, okay, compression, crank, okay, crank. We're good with valves. Makes me very happy. All right, let me get rid of this, clean up, and then we will go to do a compression test. All right, so compression test. We are going to be reading compression out of cylinder 1 right now. So make sure your car is not in gear. Disconnect the fuel pump and or fuel pump relay and or fuse so you don't get fuel, and then yeah, we're just gonna crank it. So we'll do it like 2 or 3 times, probably 2, since you know, I don't want to drain the battery too much. So, but we don't have our pits, we don't have plugs in, so it's not gonna have like a high resistance besides the cylinder we're working on. So alright, you guys keep an eye on the gauge, let me know what it reads, and then we'll do it 2 or 3 times and then go from there. Looks good, I don't know, you tell me. $200. I lied. It's like 190. Oh yeah, we'll go with 190. Do one more. All right, we're looking for consistency. I mean, I cranked it for longer than I needed to, but yeah, like let's say 200. So basically you're looking for like, why do I have 10 PSI in the cylinder? So we're about like 195 to 200. That feels good. I mean, technically we were a little bit higher than spec, but that could be due to carbon buildup on the piston, making it, you know, a little bit tighter. So, but we don't have a drastically low number just yet. So, come on. Again, guys, read the gauge. I'm gonna go for 6 like gallops for each one. All right, we're at 180. The other one was like 195, 180. So we're okay there. I'm gonna do it one more time. I mean, if we continue to get progressively lower rates, the battery's on its struggling. That was like 6, 7. But we're looking for consistency. All right, yeah, like 190, 185, 190. Okay, so this side, bank 1 is extremely healthy. Feels good. So move over to this side. Let's write our numbers down. So 1 was like 195, 90 to 195, and then 3 was like 185 to 190. That's not bad. So let's do, this is where I'm curious. Let's see what 2 and 4 read. Sometimes it sucks having the battery in the way, but that's alright. That's the easiest way to do it. Just make sure your tool's all screwed all the way in. I think this thing threw a, not a timing belt, but alternator belt. No, AC belt at some point. Because there's like remnants of the belt. And I'm pretty sure these have a issue with the tensioner for the AC is kind of not great. They wear out. So. Cylinder 2 plugged in. Let's put the tool in, and you guys are gonna let me know. Okay. You guys get first readings, if you can see it. Maybe. That's like 6, 7. Okay, that's not bad. We're at 180. 180. All right, so looks good. 180. Cool. Consistent. Get that out of cylinder 2 and go to 4. 4 might be the one. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Alright, number 4. What are you gonna tell me? Taking bets? I'm gonna say it's 180. 175, 180. You guys tell me, I'm probably be way off. You could kind of see it. Maybe? If it falls. What do we got? Show me the money. Come on. What do we look? Okay. I mean, I did give 1 extra gallop, but we were looking at 190. Cool. We'll do one more just for, you know, to verify, double check. All right, what do we got? 190. All right, so we're okay. All right, so let's look at our results. We got, I don't know. We got okay leakage everywhere. There's a little bit of blow by the cranks. That's fine. Numbers look decent. 185, 185 to 190. Healthy. But that one's still a little loud. We'll adjust that at some point. So now it's time to put new plugs in, put new wires in, and button up. So let me clean up a little bit and then I'll be back. All right, new plugs. So I got OEM ones from the dealers. So when it comes to plugs, I like to use what the manufacturer recommends, at least for Subarus. So Subaru 06 Impreza, released for my car, calls for NGKR's FR5 AP11. Looks like part number 22401AA65A, according to the parts catalog. So we're gonna slap some new plugs in, and then new wires, button her up, and she'll be good. I might need some silicone spray for the plugs, for the wires, but for now, just kind of drop them in. If you ever drop a spark plug, do not use it. And always double check that you have the right plug. I like OEM ones for Subaru at least because they come pre-gapped. I might address that at some point because I want to learn more about gapping plugs and stuff like that. When to do it, when not to do it. But for now, I'll kick that box under the toolbox, get it later. So just verifying all the right plugs, they all go in the right home. And yes, you're asking, is there a torque value to spark plugs? Absolutely. I don't know it. So I'm gonna go by feel. You know? So actually, don't worry, I'm not gonna crank them out with this thing, but it's usually nice to get them started by hand and then kind of just be gentle with them. Okay. Then just bottomed out. I'll do both of them by hand so we have a good feeling on them. Ideally, I'd like a 5-inch extension. This one's a little bit too long. Throw a ratchet on these, crank them down, and then we'll be good. Actually, yeah. What's the best way to get to me from me at least? That's tight. You don't want to crack the plugs, it's a bad time. Okay, those feel good. Head over to this side. Start these plugs. I'm gonna knock this rod over and it's gonna take me out. Always start them by hand. Okay, snugged, and then we'll do final by hand. Alright. Tight. Tight. Check. Tight. tight. All right, we're good. Now, plug wires set. Hopefully these are the right ones. I always get the wrong wires. But it looks like SOA 430Q124 for OEM ones. I'm gonna grab some silicone spray. Be right back. So, no silicone spray, that's fine. All right, so with the nice thing about the OEM wires is because they're labeled, right? I hope, they used to be labeled, I don't know if they still are. Yep, labeled. So we got cable 2, it's right here. So we kind of lay them out. This is 4, if I'm correct. 4, 2, and we'll bring 1 and 3 over there. 1 and 3. So 1 will feed up through here. Ideally, you'd like to use like some silicone spray to make sure you have a good connection, but that feels pretty good. On that. And this is why like having the coil off makes it a little bit easier. It's easier to get the wires on and make sure you have them in the right spot. Normally you want to hear a little snap, pop. That means like the electrodes clipped on correctly or like well. But if not, not a huge deal, but as long as your plugs are in there pretty good, you'll be fine. Alright, so 3, 3, 1, 1. Remember your coil is labeled, so which is nice. Actually, go this way from the other side, so you want to make sure these have contact as well. And you get me this time. I'm not as jumpy. All right, so 4. Let's just route them. Well, that car doesn't start and run. Maybe by luck, I broke something. And 4. Yeah. Also, if you get them mixed up like 2 and 4, as in like you put they're not like just for cylinder 4. You could use this wire on 2. Is just make sure if you're going from 4 to number 4 coil to number 4 cylinder, obviously. But you could use wire 4 on wire 2, vice versa. But one side's longer than the other for bank size. But it's okay. You're good. Clipped. 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 That feels a little bit better. That's in the wrong spot. Oh boy. There we go. Okay. The reason you want the coil off is because the ends on this side kind of suck to do. So this is 4. Yep. Because you could do it with the coil on the car. Not fun. Do I want to go? Yeah, there we go. We'll reconnect that hose in a second. There's 3 10Ls. Let's do this. Keep them tight.
tight on this side, give us a little bit more room on that side. Okay, cool. Make sure all those are on well, because you don't want arcing. Zing these coil pack bolts on. Let's just hand tighten them. That's snug. Oops. That's snug. That's snug. All right. Let's make sure everything's on. Okay, cool. Hose back on. Perfect. Now we could assemble it. This sits this way. So yeah, you know, sometimes you just do the work by yourself, and it's like, I don't know, I kind of like just go on like journeys when I work on cars. I usually talk to myself a lot too, you know, depending. On you go like this. Don't fall. You go like this. Yep, that looks right. You know, it's a good day when you have Snap-on and Icon. Don't break that. That's good. Let's put the air box in. This is where my story ends. Taken out by a hood prop. Ratchet. Bap, bap. Check with the hand. You know, when you pop it in the wrist, you know it's tight. I don't know. It's nice to just put your hands on bolts after you take them off. Put them back on. Now, clean the air filter. That's clean, brand new. And then let's bring this down. Please don't kill me. Make sure you're sealed properly. You know it's sealed properly when it tries to eat your gloves. Come on. There we go. That's not it. There we go. That's clipped in down there. The glove ripped, but I'll survive. Put this top piece back on. Make sure you're still there with me. Alright. PCV valve. Do that. There's a bracket I gotta put back over on this side, but I'll do that later. It's at home. All right, let's make sure everything's tight. I don't know, hose clamps I always like to do with, to take them off, I'll use the 8mm, but tighten on hose clamps, I like to go a screwdriver, because that happens, you know. No, it's basically a feel kind of thing. Because hose clamps are very easy to over tighten and damage, so you know, you always want to have a good feel on it. Make sure they're easily accessible. Okay, that's good. That's good. Hose for the under valve cover on there. Is this backwards? It is. I think it's like a weird like resonator. I don't know, bro. Some Japanese guys came up with it. I'm sure it works. I don't know what it does. I wonder if it like goes with the turbulence of the air. With flow. I guess we're just trying to squeeze that much power out of these. I don't know. Okay. That's tight. I'll always recheck it later. That's good. Let's connect the fuel pump. Put the battery in. Get these out of the way. Batteries are so heavy. Make sure the table or the tray is where it needs to be. And put your. Make sure you have a battery tie down, people. You won't pass tech. I don't know what you saw, but I put everything back together. The camera turned off. So let's get her started. Cool. She starts. So, new plugs, new wires, leak down compression test good. Loud on this side, but that's fine. That's going to be a thing I want to tear into at some point. Thanks for hanging. Hopefully it comes out okay. Camera died a few times, which is unfortunate, but hey, it's okay. We're here. You guys get the gist of it. But yeah, it's weird doing this whole plug thing. It's like, you know, I just want to work on cars, but like, cars are expensive, as you guys know. So show the love. Show each other some love, but show the channel some love. Show the Instagram some love. Show your homies some love. Show everybody some love. But swing by Proto page, Proto.Technica, Proto.Technica on Instagram, and come say hi. And yeah, this is fun in a weird way. I just want to show you guys this car. Like, I'm just a nerd about it, you know? I'm not a great tech, I'm average, I think, at best, so. But if I could show you something cool that I think is cool, I'm gonna. And we'll talk about it and watch me break it and then watch me fix it and then break it again. And then, yeah, I don't know. We'll go from there. Stay tuned for fun stuff. You know the spiel. What is it? What do they say? Like, comment, subscribe.